Hey, what's up? My name's Caleb. I'm a full-time reseller. Today I'm going to take you guys along pulling every item I sold and show you how much I made on everything. Here's a quick little storage unit update if you watched my last What Sold video where I pulled orders. This was pretty much completely full and I was trying to sell all that stuff off in Q4, which it's looking pretty empty, so got pretty close. And same with these racks here. So pretty much bare bones, and we're getting down to mostly clothing and shoes, which is on these racks here, which is a lot more organized, and I can store a lot more items in less space. When I go to pull orders, the first thing I do is pull any orders that aren't on eBay, because most of my sales come on eBay, so it's just easier to forget about those other platforms if I don't do it first. So let's jump into what sold on Poshmark. This first sale is a Lululemon tank top. This sold on Poshmark for $15. I honestly got this a really long time ago in a bulk buy, and it was really in not great condition and not a good style or anything like that. So I'm just happy to get it moved. And in that bulk buy, I paid roughly $6 for every single item. So I'm still making a little bit of profit and happy to just get that money back and move it on to the next item. The next sale is this Athleta jacket. This is a New Tags cropped windbreaker. It sold for $60 on Poshmark, which I'm really happy about. So I'm happy this sold on Poshmark because I actually listed it for higher on Poshmark, and it had already hit my markdown sales on eBay and was down to like $30-some. So I think the right demographic for this item was on Poshmark, so it really worked out and I was able to make a few extra dollars on this sale. This next one is a fun one. It's a vintage Cleveland Indians like sweatshirt turtleneck kind of thing. I'll pop a picture up on the screen. Sold for $44. This is the kind of stuff that I just enjoy because I'm a Cleveland sports fan. I like vintage clothes, so to find this new at the tags at the thrift store, I think I paid $15 for it. Still making good profit selling it for $44. That's everything that sold on Poshmark in the last 2 days, so let's jump into the eBay sales. This first sale is a pair of Koala Tree joggers. These are like a fleece material. This brand does really good in the nylon hiking pants, but these fleece joggers really didn't sell as well as I had hoped. I got these at a Kohl's clearance event probably about a year ago. I think I paid $15 and I sold these for $23 plus shipping. So once again, not losing money, but really wasn't a great investment. I picked up a few of those because I had picked up tons of the hiking pants for $20 and I was selling them for $60, $70, $80 as fast as I could list them. So I thought maybe because the brand was so strong, I could kind of ride the coattails of those other sales and sell those fleece joggers for a decent amount, even though there wasn't any really listed or sold on eBay. But turns out they just weren't very desirable. I sold these New Tags Lee chino pants for $10 plus shipping. This is in the same buyout from the Lululemon tank top, so I have about $6 into it. So just happy to get my money back so I can reinvest it into better inventory. Now I handpick all my items instead of buying in bulk, so I'm able to make better choices with the money I'm reinvesting in inventory. So I can turn that, $7 after fees into another good item that actually sells for $25, $30 now. I sold this basic marine layer polo shirt for about $16 plus shipping. This next item are a pair of New Tags Levi's. The model is 551Z Authentic Straight. I got these actually on Levi's website on a clearance sale that they had for $10, $11. I bought a couple units of each size and style that they had available at that like $10, $11 price mark, thinking I could sell them for $25 to $45 depending on the style. So happy these sold for $30. 10 into 30, not bad. This next item is a Travis Matthew golf polo. I sold this for $22 plus shipping. The reason I picked this one up is it had a really nice like black and gray floral palm tree kind of pattern on it. The basic ones I'm not really picking up anymore, especially because it's winter. As the spring rolls around, I am curious to see what happens with the sell-through rate and the prices of the more basic Travis Matthew stuff. But I would guess at this point, it's, the basic stuff's going to be a pass on the polos, but the more intricate ones or geometric ones are still going to be decent. I sold this Faraday button-up for $21 plus shipping. This was in a pretty basic colorway, nice little orange and blue plaid, but Faraday's a great bread and butter brand in the basics, and their pants actually are, I would say, a little bit better than bread and butter. They're really solid. Next item is this vintage Gap denim shirt. This over $34 plus shipping. Really happy with this sale because I kind of trusted my gut on it. There weren't a lot of results on this vintage pinstripe pattern. So glad I trusted my gut and made a good profit. The next two sales are the exact same item, but one sold for $40 and one sold for $27, both plus shipping. These are Ariat FR jeans. The thing that made these really stand out to me is that they were size 38, 34. which is a really good size. And they're the M4 bootcut model, and bootcut is great, especially in the Western and workwear styles and brands. I really don't know why one was more expensive than the other. I had them listed both at $40. One sold full price quickly, and the other one I just accepted the offer of $27 so I could sell them both quick. I sold a pair of Banana Republic jeans that were new with tags for $20 plus shipping. These were actually a women's style and size, so that's why they sold for a little bit less. But I think I paid $5 or less, so still happy to move these quick. This next sale is a Patagonia Capilene shirt. It's kind of like a graphic t-shirt, but it has like that stretchy performance material. It sold for $20 plus shipping. Here's some Eddie Bauer wide leg athletic pants. These were women's size medium, and they sold for $20 plus shipping. I sold this new with tags Polo Ralph Lauren button up for $30 plus shipping. I sold this Nike ACG shirt for $14 plus shipping. This sold for a little less than I would have liked, but I was still happy to accept the offer and get this moving through my store, make my little bit of profit, and reinvest it into a better item. I sold this Polo Ralph Lauren performance fleece vest for $18 plus shipping. I sold some Salvatore Ferragamo shoes for $27 plus shipping, and some Sperry sneakers for $5 plus shipping. These were a horrible pickup. I did get them at like a garage sale for $1, but even still, just a horrible buy from probably a year and a half ago. I sold this Patagonia beanie for $20 plus shipping, and I paid $10 for it, and this will actually ship at a 4-ounce rate, so I'll make a couple bucks on the shipping as well. I sold this leather jacket for $10 plus shipping. This isn't one that I would normally pick up, but once again, this is from the same bulk buyout where I paid $6 per item. So I'm just trying to liquidate anything that's left. I've made thousands off that deal. So I'm just trying to get my, even if it's just my initial investment or even just any money back at this point so I can reinvest it in better inventory. I do have 2 more sales, actually 3 more sales going out that are back at the house. I'll show you when I get back to do my shipping. I just want to be transparent as a reseller, but I sold another jacket on here that I've spent the last 30 minutes looking for, and when I was here on Monday, I was looking for it for 30 minutes on Monday and cannot find it. I sold a Columbia Omnitech rain jacket for $24 plus shipping. I love selling those and they sell pretty quick. But even when you are extremely organized and you have all your systems in place, it still does happen every once in a while to misplace an item. I think this is the second time I've ever misplaced an item in my reselling career, so it really stinks to just cancel a decent sale. I paid $5 for a jacket, sold it for $24 plus shipping. But just how it goes sometimes. You can't win them all, and I've already wasted an hour on it, which if I calculate my hourly rate and how much time I've wasted and what I could have accomplished in that hour, it would have been better to just move on long ago. But of course I want to satisfy the customer, the promise I made to them that I was going to deliver the item, but that's how it goes sometimes. So here's a little update on the Columbia jacket. I should have checked this way sooner, but I actually looked in my eBay solds and saw that I already sold the jacket. And I'm glad I looked because, first of all, that helped me to stop looking. And second of all, I noticed that the item had been purchased before and then was canceled. And so I think when that order was canceled, I must have hit like automatically relist, because eBay will do that on certain items. But typically when I have a cancellation or a return or anything like that, I do a sell similar and just create a new listing with that item, because I've heard, from other people doing like a audit of their inventory, sometimes when you do that automatic relist, eBay does not relist the item. In this case, I must have forgot to click the little box that says do not relist. So the item was already relisted and already sold like a week ago, and now I double sold it. So what I do in that situation is I'm going to message the buyer, tell them I don't have the item, and then I'll see if I have any like similar jackets in the same size that I could offer them, or I'll tell them that they can, if they see something in my store that they like, I'd be happy to offer them, let's say a 30% discount or something generous for the inconvenience of my mistake. I mentioned a few other items sold that were back at the house. This Athleta like Sherpa jacket sold for $28 plus shipping, and this Pendleton wool blazer sold for $50 plus shipping. And one more item sold while I was at my storage unit. This Nike like golf pullover sold for $20 plus shipping. And then this sold to a viewer of the channel and a friend. This is a Duluth flannel, sold for $22. So I was down to my last like 2 or 3 poly mailers, because I knew I had these coming on the way, but I just got some new poly mailers from Gyropack. Make sure you use code Caleb for 10% off your order at Gyropack. I really like the quality of their bags. I really like the 12 by 15 size because I can fit my clothing items that are in the 10 by 13 bags in without like it being the same size and having to force it in. I do like using these black ones as well because we've all gotten that white poly bag from Amazon or whatever other brand where it's completely filthy by the time it gets to you. Sure, this is going to be the same amount of dirty and gone through every truck and every post office floor, the same as the white one, but at least it doesn't look as bad when it arrives. I'm gonna go ahead and get these items packed up and I'll come back and let you know how much we made on everything. Had to turn the camera on to show you guys really quick these jeans I'm shipping to California. It's gonna cost $9.21 by the weight, but I'm gonna put these into a flat rate envelope and I'll show you how I do that and get the price down to $7.99. So now here's the same item. We got down to $7.99 using the priority flat rate envelope, and let me show you how I get that to fit. So I take the envelope, kind of open it up a little bit because sometimes it gets like kind of stuck together from sitting in the stack. And then I take my item, I push the air out of the bag, and then I leave this corner open so the air can get out, and then I put that at the top. And I put it in just like that. And then I push down and get the air out and kind of curl it under the edge. And then I grab this with my fingers, pull it over like this. I peel that adhesive strip and just get this to lay flat. And then I take a piece of tape and lay it over just for good measure and slap the label right there. All right, everything's packed up. Just 2 IKEA bags today. Let's go over the numbers. So today I shipped out 2 days worth of sales. On eBay I sold $697 and on Poshmark I sold $119. The fees on all those sales to eBay and Poshmark is $135. And the shipping cost me $137. My cost of goods for all those items is $157. After subtracting the fees, the shipping, and the cost of goods from my $816 of gross sales, I'm left with $387 profit. That's just for 2 days in my business. If you take that and average that out over every day of the entire year, that's $70,000 in profit. So for me, I'm really happy with that number, especially right now because I'm in a little bit of a slower period of my business. I'm not pushing it as hard as I can because I pushed it really hard in Q4. I'm just trying to work on refining my processes, taking it a little bit easier, spending a little bit more time with family as I gear towards the spring months. Again, I want to say if you want to support my content, go ahead and order your shipping supplies through Gyropack with code Caleb. It does get you 10% off and helps me out as well. If you made it this far in the video, leave me a comment down below what your best sale was recently. We'll see you in the next one.